Hey guys, and welcome to day 7 of the Ideal Challenge. Well, I hope all along you've been having fun. I hope that you have found so much within you. In fact, let's take our little magic eraser, erase the word hope, and say, I know. I know you found so much. I know you're a completely different person. And I know that your expansion and exploration is going to get even bigger. Now, guys, let's go back to that word exploration. Bottom line here, you are the God walking through this reality. And it's about exploration. It always has been, and it always will be. Be with me for a moment in that there is no expiration date for you. We don't, we can play there. We can play that there is age and death and all of that. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's no expiration date. So there's no rush to hurry up and get things done, to figure things out perfectly and to do it right. And while, again, you play there. And when I say you play there, think of a neighborhood. When you were growing up, there may have been a playground that you went and you played in. But you didn't play in it 24/7. You went there and you played when you played. And when you were done playing there, I don't know, went home, watched TV, did whatever. This is you. You are in this ever play mode of every once in a while you play here, you play there, you're all over the place. But you're always learning, you're always growing, you're always expanding, and there's never going to be a time where you have it done. It's just this constant, skipping on down the path or walking on down the path, just going, wow, look at that. No, wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, how does this get any bigger? How does this get any better? And it just does, and it just does. And you are that amazing. So walking with Abdullah. Who's Abdullah? Well, Abdullah was an Ethiopian rabbi that Neville Goddard talks about. And Neville Goddard, of all the mystics or gurus or whatever you want to call them that I've ever come across, author, to me, he's just a fantastic author. He is my most recent go-to for, oh yeah, that's how I feel. Oh, I love this. Somebody is echoing who I know myself to be. I love it. I love it. And this is a guy who back in 1931, he came across this man named Abdullah. Now, Abdullah was told to him, and I'll give you guys I'll read real quick about this. He says, Abdullah was a mystical Ethiopian rabbi who taught Neville for 5 years. And Neville says, I came into the world completely forgetting the being that I am. So this is very much touching on, I always say you get to be, I am, whatever you want. I am rich, I am poor, I am fat, I am thin, I am old, I am young, I am this. And you do this in every moment. In fact, you do this billions of times in a second, right? So Neville's just saying he came into the world completely forgetting this whole wonderful playground of I am. And he said, I had to. When I first met my friend Abdullah back in 1931, I entered a room where he was speaking. And when the speech was ended, he came over, extended his hand and said, Neville, you're 6 months late. I had never seen this man before. So I said, I'm 6 months late. How do you know me? And he replied, the brothers told me you were coming and you were 6 months late. Now, I'm going to put the link for this whole story down below so you can read more and more about it. So basically what happens is Neville was told by a Catholic priest to go check out Abdullah. And because again, now remember, a rabbi, that's Jewish, right? And here's a Catholic priest telling Neville to go, it blows my mind. But more than that is Neville always said that Abdullah was black as spades. he wasn't just a black man, he was an extremely black man. And the coolest thing about Abdullah was that Neville, he could do anything. He could guys, we're talking 1931, and he was friends with Neville for 5 years, and he taught Neville everything that I'm teaching you guys, the state of the ideal, and more and more. He was very, very much about the outside world you see is not what is. You're constantly in control. So here is a great story. So Neville, this is back in the Depression times, and he was a dancer. So not only did he not have money, he really didn't have money. And he talks about this. He goes, I don't say I didn't have any money and yet I had $10 set aside over here. He goes, no, I had no money. But his family lived in Barbados, and he really, really wanted to go see them. He hadn't seen them in a long time. And he told Abdullah, hey, I just really I would love to go to Barbados for Christmas and see my family. And Abdullah immediately said to him, you already went. You went. And Neville's like, well, what do you mean I already went? No. And Abdullah was famous for slamming the door. He's just like, I've already said what is, and now I'm slamming the door. And, you can imagine as a teacher, he's teaching his student, you get to have whatever you say, whatever you think, whatever you embrace is your world. And Neville would inevitably question this, and Abdullah would just slam the door on him. And so apparently a couple weeks later, Neville got a letter from his brother saying, we haven't seen you in a long time. The family wants to see you. I'm buying you a ticket here. And then it was, of course, there was no airline, so it was by freight. And Neville went down to the freight company and, said, hey, here's my brother's paying for this. Here's the letter. And they said, yeah, we've already heard about this. But unfortunately, we only have seats left in Steward. But when we get to this place, you can move up to first class. So he goes back to Abdullah and he's very excited because, hey, you said I was going to go, and look, I'm going. This is so cool. And Abdullah actually said to him, he said, who's going to Barbados? You already went, and you went first class. And then he slams the door on Neville. And inevitably, Neville goes down to the freighting company on the day that he's meant to depart. And they said, oh, Mr. Goddard, we have great news for you. Somebody's not showing up. You get to ride first class the whole way. Okay. So guys, this is everything I'm talking about. This is everything. You guys know I have hundreds of stories where I change my reality constantly. It's not hard to do. It's very easy, but it does require slamming the door. So I'm going back to this screen here. What I would love for you to do is in all moments, pretend you're walking with Abdullah. Pretend Abdullah's always there, and your thoughts you're saying out loud. And what would Abdullah say to that thought? And how many times would he slam the door on you? You are the operant power here, okay? You are Abdullah. You do walk with Abdullah all the time because you are Abdullah. This story couldn't come to you if this wasn't you. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm too old to do that, what would Abdullah say to you? Really? You're the operant power. Is that the playground you want to play in? You get to do anything, guys. You get to go wild. And then your world literally gets to show off to you. All right. There was in one of the classes, there was a young, not my class, but another class that I'm in. There was a young lady saying that she went to, she was always talking about money raining down on her. Money was always raining down on her. And she would hold that image of money raining down on her. Well, that seems preposterous, right? Well, apparently she went to an ATM. It was inside a vestibule and it was malfunctioning and it was spitting out money everywhere. And this was like a long time ago. And it was spitting out 20s everywhere. So money was literally raining down on her and all the other people that were around her. Guys, so this is what I'm saying. Life is what you say it is. The only limitations are that which you are playing with. And guys, in every moment, every single moment, you have thoughts, you have experiences, and you have feelings. And every single one of those is your children asking for you to revise. As a mother, I used to love to spin my son around. I'd take him by the hands and I'd spin and his little feet come off the ground and I'd just spin him around. Sometimes I'd hold him by the feet and do it so he's head down. Sometimes I'd hold one hand and one foot and spin, and inevitably every time I stop, he'd be like, do it again. Oh, do me, and if his friends were there, they'd always be like, do me, spin me around. Okay, guys, this is, I'm just remembering how dizzy I always got. This is you. This is everything that you experience is coming to you and going, oh, do me, revise me. And when you think, okay, so let's say you're the chick in the ATM vestibule and there's money spitting out all over. Could you make that better? Sure, you could. That would be like, oh my God, it was the best day ever, right? Well, how could you have made that better? You got to keep the money. It was spitting out hundreds instead of 20s. Whatever, you can always make it better. And this is your world. Consider that this is constantly everything around you going, oh, I want to be revised. Please revise me. Let's make it better. Let's make it better. So a lot of times you guys will hear me say yesterday's grand epiphany is today's playing it small. And this is exactly what I mean. You always can go bigger and better. And if you think that your ideal that you started out with last week, if you're still trying to get there, what would Abdullah say to you about that at this point? Abdullah would be like, what are you talking about? You're already that person. You already had that experience. You already did that. And he'd slam the door in your face. And this is exactly what you have to do. When you're still searching around and waiting for this experience you wanted to have happen that you revised and that, okay, well, where is it? Where's my money? Where's my this? Where's my that? Where's the phone call? Where's all these things? That is a time where you're supposed to slam the door on that part of you and go, it already happened. What are you talking about? It already happened. That I'm already that person. I am already the person who is fabulously rich, who has the love of my life, who lives in the adorable little house on the beach, whatever was your ideal, you're already that person. And now I want you to go forward being that person. All right. So I have a challenge for you guys. Another one. My challenge is this. Thursday, what day are we on? We're on Tuesday, February 8th. Thursday, February 9th, I am going to do a Zoom call with you guys live. And we are going to step into your ideal. I will be talking with you from the state of you are your ideal. There's not going to be like, oh, this is what you want to have happen. We don't do that here. I'm like, you already did do that. And this is what happened. And basically, you're having a Zoom call with Abdullah. All right. number one, you get to ask whatever questions you want. Number two, we are going to play so much fun. We are going to have a blast. And yeah, I guess that's about it for now. So do me a favor, comment below, give me a thumbs up, give me a whatever to let me know that you're going to be at that Zoom call and we're going to have fun. And if you could, to guarantee that I'm going to interact with you, because there might be chances, guys, there might be so many people there, I might not get a chance to get around to you. So if you really want me to interact with you and play the ideal with you one-on-one, do me a favor and send me an email. Below is my email address. Send me an email telling me your ideal, telling me anything that comes up, and I will help you revise everything to the point to where you will be that ideal before that Zoom call is over. All right, very excited to do this with you guys. I can't wait, and I'll talk with you later.